Hello, and welcome to Silicon Valley Girls Chat Over Tea. I'm Gloria.
And I'm Rosetta. And thank you so much, everyone, for joining our weekly chat over teas. And before we get going, we just want to remind you, don't forget to like our videos, subscribe to our channel. And if you don't want to miss any of our videos, hit that bell notification. Ding-a-ling-ling. Ding-a-ling. Do that again. Let's start off with our teas. Now, what are we drinking? Oh, you know what? I forgot to bring the packet that I'm drinking. But anyway, what I wanted to highlight today was my tea steeper. Look at this.
Oh, look at how beautiful.
So I got it from my sister and I forgot I had it until today. And I said, I want to find this. So what it is you put loose leaf tea in here. You fill it up with hot water. You let it steep for a few minutes. Then the whole unit sits on top of a cup or a mug. And when you press it down, the water drips into the cup, which was this cup. And then you're just left with the tea leaves, loose tea leaves inside, and you can reuse that. So you can steep it again, but you have a plate underneath so you catch all the drippings underneath. But that's what it is. And it's called a tea steeper. Now, my sister had it in her house one time when I went pre-COVID. I loved it so much that she got me one as a gift.
I think that is beautiful.
Yes, and all this time I forgot about it. I'm like, I want to use that because I want to start drinking more loose leaf teas. So this one is honey and licorice. And I got it at the time that me and Gloria went to downtown Campbell at the shop called Steepers. And I still have it and it still smells as good as new. So cheers, everyone.
Cheers, everyone. Cheers.
Cheers. Cheers. And what are you drinking today, Gloria?
Well, I am going back to one of my faithfuls. It's cold and rainy outside. So I am doing the Bigelow. Come on, there we go. Radiant Beauty.
Radiant Beauty.
Blueberries, of course, you know, we all know blueberries are very, very good for us. So this is hibiscus, apple, natural blueberries, orange peel, rose hip, elderberry, acelera juice, granulars, licorice root for my girl Rosetta, and aloe vera juice, concentrate, and of course, blueberries. I love it when it starts with blueberries and it ends because you list by highest volume. So it is blueberries, blueberries, blueberries.
Well, why do they have it at the end of the list? What's the difference between that and the beginning of the list?
The one at the beginning of the list is for flavoring. And the one at the bottom is the one at the beginning is the natural. I guess what they do is they press the blueberries. And then the one at the end is for extra flavor in case you don't have enough of that blueberry. But we have enough. Cheers.
Cheers. You do have enough. All right. Great. I love this. I can really taste the honey in this.
Oh, excellent. I look forward to us going back to Steepers and walking down the streets of Campbell with our little cups in our hands saying,
I
hello.
know. I miss all kinds of tea shops that we can go to. We'll do that one day.
Yes, one day soon, hopefully.
Yes.
So our girl Ellen always reminds us to be kind to one another and to listen to one another. And we hope as you go forth this week, as well as this month, you know, this year, you will always listen to one another and be kind. So as we shared with you last week, there was going to be an interview by Oprah Winfrey of Prince Harry and Duchess Meghan. And they, let's just say, we got to see an hour and a half. It was a 3-hour interview process. And then Oprah had to shrink it down. There were so many, oh my God, moments. So Rosetta, I'm gonna let you kick it off because I was just like, oh my God. Every 10 minutes I was going, oh my God.
Oh my God. You're having me go first? Oh my God. There you go. I'm already having an oh my God moment because I have too much.
See?
Okay. So Okay, I'm not gonna talk a lot, but what I really want to highlight is a couple of things that really stuck out to me. Number one, I've been following Meghan and Harry since day one. And you know, we love talking about Meghan and Harry during our chats. And over the years, we've said how great they
Yes.
are because they've stepped into their own and they're not following the same protocols as the other royals have been doing, like Kate and William. And we thought, good for them. They're doing it their own way. And that's great. However, because of this interview with Oprah, I did not realize that wasn't their doing. It was not their choice. It was because they were silenced into doing all these things. Like one thing that really stuck out for me was when she said, you know, when any royal couple has a baby, after the birth, they come out with the baby and they do that pose with their husband, right? And the baby in their hands. Meghan said that
Right.
that was not her doing. She
Right.
was not
Right.
asked, her and Harry, they were not asked to take that picture. We thought it was because they didn't want to do it. They just felt that they needed a change
Right.
and Meghan wasn't up for it, but they weren't even asked to do it. So all this time, I can't believe I was thinking, oh my God, they're so great. Well, they still are. I still love them. But all of these
Right.
things were not their doing. It's because they were silenced. That's what Oprah had asked them
Yes.
specifically. Were you silenced or you silenced? And oh
Right.
my God, this brings a whole new light into my understanding of what they went through. And I really, really feel for them because that was the first thing that really brought my attention. Now I know differently. Media has so much to play in how we portray someone's life, and they portrayed it in a way that they wanted us to feel that we should see them. But
Right.
it's completely reversed. It's not that way. The second thing was, we can go into this forever, but I'm going to have you speak on it as well. I'm going to touch on a little bit about how the color of the
Yes.
child
Okay.
determines how the child gets treated and how they get security and whether it will be called a prince or princess. And that just blew me away. So those are the two things that stuck out to me. And I want you to take it from there, Gloria, and talk about that because I know you have a lot to say.
Well, like you, I was, oh my God. Okay, I think the first oh my God moment for me was like you with the baby. I thought Meghan didn't want to do it. I had no idea she was not asked to do it. And when that was followed up with, they wanted to know or have a conversation about the color of my baby's skin. Now, a lot of people don't know this. Black people, African people, any person of color will tell you when you have a baby, they don't come out as dark as they evolve. So, especially if it's a predominantly Black baby, you have to look at the baby's ears because our babies come out and they look pretty white. I mean, my sister had a little girl and we went to go see the baby and they showed us this little beautiful little white baby. And she's like, and she points to her skin and the nurse says, And we found out that even though she was a caramel girl and her husband at the time was a darker man, somewhere in the evolution of their heritage, there were lighter pigments. So the baby, and we named her name is Unique because she was so unique to the family. Yes. So this is something that I know about. I mean, the more I watched,
love it,
the more sad I felt for Meghan and Harry. I mean, they were very clear. This is not the Queen nor her husband. They were very clear about that. I had no idea that
yes, I know
that the royals were run as a business and that this firm makes distinctions of what does and does not happen. And here in America, could you imagine inviting the paparazzi to your house to sit down and have a conversation with you? There were so many. Why would you do that? And I was just, number one, I hate to say this, I was not surprised once we found out that I was surprised that Harry had been cut off in January of 2020. No financial support. That was surprising. However, the fact that his father did that to him, I was not surprised. I watched how he behaved when he was married to Princess Diana. And the more Meghan and Harry talked, Prince Harry, Duchess Meghan spoke their truth, the more I realized it was like the evolution of Princess Diana. It was just more of the same. And the difference here is, see, Duchess Meghan is, she's I guess you would say bi-cultural now, because she's an English citizen as well as a citizen of the United States. However, you can attack many things on a Black woman. Do not mess with our children. We will take you out by any means necessary. Do not hurt my child. And if they had done some research, they would have known that. Like, weren't you shocked, Rosetta, when Meghan said that they were on their way to meet the Queen, and they said to her, when you meet the Queen, you're going to curtsy? And she's like, what do you mean curtsy? And no one thought to tell her the protocols within the royals, what to do, what are the good things to do, what are the not good things to do. It's like they were just setting her up from the beginning to fail.
Yeah, I really believe that. And because she's coming from America, we don't have royals. There's no royals in America. She was in for a shock. I knew that. I think I mentioned that in one of our videos a long time ago. She does not know what she's getting herself in for. She's a lovely, lovely girl, Meghan. I love her. But yes, people need to really prep. If you're not, because I'm English, right? And I know the protocols. I understand. Yeah. I understand. It's not just being in the royal family. It's a whole thing where it's an institute, and you have to follow these protocols and do it the correct way. And I believe the difference between Meghan and Kate is because Kate is English, and she's born and raised there. And she knows, obviously, you don't know exactly how it is living day to day, but you have a pretty good understanding of what it is that your duties are and what it's going to be like when you enter the royal family. But because Meghan is over in America, there's no way that she would have known. She just thought it was like being a celebrity. But yes. But coming from someone that's lived in England, raised there, I know it's way more than that. You really have to live, breathe, eat, sleep, everything royal. It's not just about being a royal and doing what you want. But I really commend Meghan for how she held herself, how she acted, how she was just really, there was nothing that she did that I thought was disruptive within the royal family when she was there at that time. So that's what I thought. Right.
I also, at a certain point, I told my husband, I said, I want to pick up my phone and call Rosetta and say, let's watch this together. Because like you, I knew that they were having problems. Now, to me, if I'm the queen bee, and my word is law, don't mess with my family. I would have thought the first thing the Queen would have done would have been to say, look, we're going to invite you into the castle, because we're going to have a conversation. My family is off limits. Leave them alone. So that didn't really happen. Then I was looking at the evolution of who will be king, who will be queen. Prince Harry is so far down the line, the entire monarchy would have to disappear before he becomes king. It's that far away. So wouldn't you want him to have a good life with a loving wife and loving children? We also got the great news that she's pregnant with a girl. As a grandmother, as a mother, you just can't wait to get your hands on that baby and to be in a situation. And I would have wanted to somehow figure out a way to do a win-win to protect my family. And I don't know who the members of this firm are. However, they said that the young English people believe Prince Harry and Duchess Meghan. The older English people are still standing with the crown in that you don't talk, you don't say. It just hurts my heart to think that it's very hard to have thoughts of doing things to yourself, of wanting to end your life, telling your husband, don't leave me alone. I'm afraid of what I might do, because you're just so overwhelmed. I mean, I can't imagine being her skin, where every day is one issue after the other. And then you get up the nerve and you go, okay, I understand protocol. I'm not asking to go running through the streets screaming. I just need some help. And you're told, no, you're a royal, you don't get help.
They're very, the royal family, especially the Queen, that generation, they're very silent. Like, they don't really show a lot of emotion. Like when Lady Diana passed away, the Queen didn't have very good feelings for Lady Diana, and she didn't want to do any kind of remembrance for her. It wasn't until the public said, you need to do something, she was kind of coerced into doing it. But if it was left up to her, nothing would have been done for Lady Diana's death. And that would have been very sad. And I feel that now she's the Queen, I think that she had a very good relationship with Meghan initially, because she invited Meghan on a trip and everything. And I think that she could have done way more than she did. But I just feel that she's in a position where she thinks, I don't want to ruffle the feathers of anyone, so I'd rather keep silent. But you're right, as a grandmother, I would have wanted, this is my grandson being born, would have wanted everything to protect my grandkids, right?
Right.
It's not even the it's great grandkids.
Yes.
So I would have done anything. Family is so important. And you're right, because she is the Queen, she has that right, and she can make changes and say things to protect her family. So I'm not really sure why she doesn't, but it's just how it's been for centuries and years. They just don't say anything. It's like they have no emotion or something.
Well, I also thought it was very interesting, now that we know that Prince Charles, cut Prince Harry off. He also said that he loves his brother, and they're going to just have to have some time. And I do believe that his brother will come to see. I don't even know if his brother William knew how bad this was, because I would hope, family before country, I would hope you would, in your gut say, wait a minute, that's my brother. Don't treat him that way. And I was just really taken aback that they took a situation where this is Meghan's wedding, and you and I both have been brides. And when you are planning a wedding, you get to a certain point where, I had the conversation with my husband. I'm like, I'm so done with this. I started out with 50 people, and I look out and I got 115. And I'm like, what is this? This wedding has a life of its own. And as the bride, my family would be, well, we'll work with you, whatever we have to do, because they didn't want me to cancel it. And I told my husband, let's go to Vegas. What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. And I made it through. I calmed down. Even the day of my wedding, there were people that I saw when I was walking in. I was like, how the hell did you get here? I didn't invite you. My husband didn't invite you. So brides go through a little bit of something. So there was a situation where Princess Kate had a moment about the bridesmaids. I mean, the little ring bearers, the flower girls' dresses. She got upset. Now, she should have, number one, remembered, this is not about you, girlfriend. This is Meghan's wedding. And eventually she came around, she apologized, she sent her flowers. The paparazzi took that information and flipped it and said that Meghan made Kate cry.
Well, as we know, the paparazzi do a very good job of making a saga out of everything, because they want that drama, that big drama, right?
Right.
Yeah. So that's something that I'm glad that it was she cleared it all up, because had we not known that, the truth, this is what we would have had thought all along.
Yeah.
So, and going back to Prince William and Harry as brothers, I feel so sad because I've seen them grow up. And as young children, they were so close to each other. They
Yes.
loved each other so dearly. And I kept saying, watching this interview, their mother would be mortified to see them like
Yes.
this now. She would be,
Yes.
she's turning in her grave. She's like, this is not you, Harry. This is not you, William. Do what you need to patch it up
Yes.
and be friends, because family is all we have. And it's really hard to see them go through
Yes.
this, because I've seen them when they were born, they were so close. When their mother died, they were closest as well. They you know, did everything
Right.
together. He consoled William consoled Harry. And I'm just like, I don't know what to say. I hope that this rift, this little separation isn't long. And I hope they come back together very soon, because I know deep down that they love each other.
Yeah.
And they need to think of their mother and what she'll be thinking. They need to patch it up for their mother. They really do. But,
Yes.
wow.
I mean, and Princess Diana must have had a little bit of feeling about this, because Prince Harry said that if his mom had not left him anything, they would not have had any money to live on. So we on the, like you said, we're thinking that, he can't be king. He's not going to be king. He just wants to have a good life. He has visions of what happened with his mom happening to his wife and his child, and now his children. And so he's just trying to keep them safe. He's doing what I would perceive a good man would do, and that is to protect and shield his family. So when all of this stuff started, as the conversation continued to progress, I started to think back. And how would I feel if I was in a situation where I was walking behind my mom's casket at 12 years old? He wrote a card and he put that in the flowers as a message to her. That is traumatic. And the way that his mom died was because of these paparazzis and them chasing them. And here we go again. This time it's his wife. And at one point he said, and this was a big aha for me, he said, I cannot imagine what my mom was going through as I'm sitting here with my wife, because at least we have each other. That was a drop the mic moment, because once again, his father, I think it's interesting how his father has one set of rules for what he wants, yet he wants to hold his sons to different rules. When he wanted his current wife, he didn't care that he was married to Princess Diana. And here you have a son that's attempting to do the honorable thing, and yet you're not supporting him. Why in God's name would you cut him off?
I'm very sad. I'm very sad, because I wish you can't, but this is really sad for me at the moment, because I'm thinking of Lady. I wish she was still here. I really wish she was still here, because she went through hell with Dodi Fayed, because her husband left her and she had no one to support her. No one would listen to her, not even the Queen, right?
Right.
And this is very sad. I just feel like, gosh, what would it be like if Lady Diana was still alive? What would have become of her, and how would it have been so different?
Yeah.
She was becoming her own woman towards the end and really living her life.
Yes.
And I'm very sad, deeply sad, because I just wish she was still around. I really do wish she's still around. My heart longs for that times when they had their mother and they could confide in her, because they definitely can't confide in their dad. That's for sure.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Well, we could continue talking about this for hours. However, we're going to move it on a little bit. We're going to talk about our girl, Wendy Williams. How you doing?
How you doing?
Well, we've had conversations about Wendy running her version of the dating game. She had 3 guys. I wanted her to go out with Julian. She picked this guy named Mike. And this week she's been sharing what happened. Her and Mike went out over the weekend. She shared that he kissed her, and she said he had to get up on his little tippy toes to kiss her because, Wendy's, she's a tall girl. She said that she really likes him. They talk every day. They talk so much that she has to say things like, I really enjoy our conversation. We're going to have to put it off because I got to get ready for work. So that means she's talking to him at night and at morning.
Yeah, nice.
So she said, I think the last one I saw was Monday, that she really likes Mike. She goes, I really, really like him. And Mario Lopez, who is the person who sent Mike's video to Wendy to check out, saw the two of them out and about. The paparazzis caught them out and about with their little mask on. They were so cute. And Mario said, he posted something to the effect of, oh, I see you out with my girl, Mike, having a good time. So it's nice to watch her smile and to, I want her to be happy.
Yeah, we wish her the best with Mike. Hopefully this will be a long-lasting relationship because it seems like it's going in the right direction. We'll have to see what happens.
Yes, and we will keep you up to date. So last week, we talked a little bit about International Month, the month of March. And Monday, March 8th, was the sort of official International Women's Day itself. However, it's the entire month, and we want to make sure that we continue it going. And so Rosetta and I were like, well, maybe they don't know about the International Women's Month. So we're going to share a little bit of information with you. So excuse me while I turn my head a little bit to read. So the International Women's Day grew out of a labor movement to become recognized as an annual event by the United Nations. So this started as a global. The seeds of it were planted in 1908 when 15,000 women marched through New York City, demanding shorter work hours, better pay, and the right to vote. Now, one of my godmothers before she passed had the privilege of being a woman marching for the right to vote. So I got to hear stories about her experience, which were magnificent. So it was the Socialist Party of America who declared the first National Women's Day a year later. So now we're at 1909. There is a woman, and her name is, I think it's Claire. Her name is Clara Zetkin. And she suggested the idea in 1910 at an international conference of working women in Copenhagen. There were 100 women there from 17 countries, and they agreed with her unanimously. Could you imagine if we could get women of the world today to agree unanimously how we could affect positive change in the world? So I want you to just keep that in your mind thoughts for right now. So it was first celebrated in 1911 in Austria, Denmark, Germany, and Switzerland. The things were made official in 1975 by the United Nations, and they started celebrating the day. The first theme adopted by the UN in 1996 was celebrating the past, planning for the future. The International Women's Day has become a day to celebrate how far women have come in society, in politics, and in economics, while the political root of the day means strikes and protests are organized to raise awareness of continued inequality. So even then, they believed in nonviolent protest. So it is a national holiday in some countries, even Russia. Now, in China, many of the women are given a half a day off, which I think that's amazing because they don't normally recognize the contribution of women that much. So they're giving a half a day off. And on March 8th, they have been advised by the state council, although many employers don't always pass the half day on to the female employees, that this is the recommendation of the government. In Italy, the International Day, Women's Day, is celebrated by giving mimosa blossoms. They said that in many countries, right now, between March 8th and March 12th, the sale of flowers go up because lots of women are buying and sharing flowers with each other, which I think is beautiful. In the United States, the month of March is Women's History Month, and a presidential proclamation was issued every year for the achievement of American women. The UN announced their theme in 2021 as Women in Leadership, Achieving an Equal Future in a COVID-19 World. So it is still moving forward. And if you notice the background of that's my studio, and the color for the International Women's Day is purple, and that stands for justice and dignity. So Rosetta is going to tell you a little bit about how that transition from a global perspective came into the United States.
Yep. I'm going to talk about the United States, the timeline where Gloria talked about globally in the worldwide, about the women's movements and everything. So I did some little bit of research and did not know that it all started in the US in 1776 when John Adams' wife, Abigail Adams, she actually made a plea to him and the Continental Congress to remember the ladies and be more generous and favorable to them and to their ancestors. And she said, do not put such unlimited power into the hands of the husbands. Remember, all men would be tyrants if they could. If particular care and attention was paid to the ladies, we are determined to foment a rebellion and will not hold ourselves bound to any laws in which we have no voice or representation. So there, stemming way back into the 1776, you can see that that was the start. And can you believe from then on, we've kind of, in a way, moved forward, but in a way moved back.
Yes.
But I'm going to continue with the next thing. And that is in 1849, Elizabeth Blackwell became the first woman. This led to the first woman being able to graduate from medical school. Did you know that? Her name was Elizabeth Blackwell.
Wow.
Yeah, the first lady to graduate from medical school. Then we move on to 1869, where, Susan B. Anthony, everybody knows her for being on the gold dollar coin. But did you know that her and Elizabeth Cady Stanton found the National Women's Suffrage Association, which coordinated the national suffrage movement? So that was Susan B. Anthony and Elizabeth Cady. And then we're going to move on to 1916, where Margaret Sanger opened the first birth control clinic in the United States, which led to the American Birth Control League, the precursor to today's Planned Parenthood. So that was how Planned Parenthood began, with Margaret Sanger. And then we're going to move on to 1955. Everybody knows Rosa Parks, right? If you live in America, you know Rosa Parks for the civil rights, equal pay. She was the lady that refused to give up her seat for a white man on a bus in Montgomery, Alabama. And the movement helped launch the civil rights movement. So that was her. And fast forward till today, this week, we're going to highlight someone that both me and Gloria love so much. And we're going to highlight a lady called Miss Michelle Obama. Give it up for Michelle Obama. Woo, woo. She was previously the first lady of USA, United States of America. She's an author, a Grammy Award-winning poet. She's from the South Side of Chicago, and she graduated from Princeton University and Howard Law School. Whoop, whoop,
Yes.
whoop. Michelle Obama. We love her so much.
Yes.
And recently we have more good news to share with Michelle. She is going to be inducted into the National Women's Hall of Fame. And
Yes.
she joins others, and there'll be a ceremony coming up to honor them in October. So good job for you, Michelle.
Yes. Good
Yes,
job,
she has been
Michelle.
praised. The reason why is because she's been praised for her many programs that she started while being in the White House as First Lady. And the
Yes.
3 programs are Let's Move, Ending Childhood Obesity. The second one is joining forces with Dr. Jill Biden now.
Yes.
Yes,
The
she's
new
helping.
First Lady.
Yes. Joining forces, organizing. It's an organization to help the veterans. And the third program she has is called Let Girls Learn, supporting girls' education. So I love Michelle because she stood for so many causes. She was authentically genuine, and she's a real person. You can relate to her. She doesn't
Yeah.
have that air about her, no nonsense. And she's just really kind, giving, and giving back. I love Michelle. Congratulations. You deserve everything you
Yes.
got. She is an
Yes.
author, and I love, if you have not read her book, Becoming, please read it. And there was a documentary on Netflix called Becoming, which was amazing, amazing, amazing. So going to turn it over to you, Gloria, and you're going to say how amazing Michelle Obama is.
She is. I am so honored that she was our first Black First Lady. I mean, no disrespect, Mr. President. We love you. However, I love Michelle. When I was just talking to you about the Queen, and I said, don't mess with a Black woman's child. I remember at one point, the press was coming after First Lady Michelle's daughters. And she was like a little cougar. She was like, don't, she stopped it. I mean, if you think about it, we never really had a whole lot of beef with her and her children and her children's behavior because she shut it down. She would just tell people, if you want to talk about my husband, if you want to talk about me, that's fine. Leave my children alone. And I don't know what they did on the back end. They left her children alone. I love the fact that she has always been about teaching our children better eating habits. I felt so sad because I was told, I don't have proof, I was just told that the beautiful gardens that she had at the White House, that they did keep them up. The perception is like, this is the White House, it's not a crop. You don't grow things here. So all the beautiful fruits and vegetables that used to come out of the gardens, they stopped taking care of them and allowing it to sustain. However, First Lady Michelle got us all excited about movement. I would love how she would do little challenges, and she would do a dance move, and then she'd say, now, Mr. President can't dance like me. I love that, because I think as a part of the International Women Society, Rosetta and I, we want women to raise themselves up to the next level. When you see a young girl or a woman doing something to better life for all women, support the journey. That is something that First Lady Michelle has always done. She supports young women, senior women. She's all about girl power. And we celebrate you today because we are so proud of you and your accomplishments.
Yes, we are. And she will never, ever be out of my mind and thought because she's an inspiration and just a powerful, powerful lady. So good on you, Michelle. Good for you. We love you so much.
Yes, ma'am, we do. So as we shared with you last week, the state of Texas, and I think Mississippi has also joined the ban. They have eliminated mask requirements. Some of the citizens have pushed back a little bit. So what they're saying is that you don't have to, but if you want to, it's okay. And then I've also heard where some of the citizens are not so happy when someone shows up with a mask and they're like kind of refusing them service. You know, I always say too much is given, much is expected. If you have been voted into your role by the citizens of the state, you should do what's best for all the citizens, not for the ones who are giving you money on the down low. You know, you may think that you're doing really, really good. You're making money, you know, you are the it person, but let me tell you something. You can be an it person on Monday and a dump on Tuesday. So do the right thing. Take care of the people. I think it's really, really sad that they're doing that. Here in California, we are having a situation, and I understand after talking to friends in other states, some states have more than enough vaccines. Some states don't have enough vaccines. Like I heard this morning, Hawaii. Oh, and our thoughts and prayers go out to Hawaii. Oh my God, I have never seen rain. We got a lot of rain. However, I mean, Maui, it is just flowing through. I mean,
Crazy.
they've had to create a state of an emergency. So
Wow.
our thoughts and prayers are with you. So, like, I know there they have vaccines. I've heard like Alaska, all of their citizens have been vaccinated. So there's some places where it's going really good. And then like here, you know, people are finding workarounds. A friend of mine, she is volunteering to help out at a COVID distribution center. And guess what? If you're going to work there, you have to have the vaccine. So while she is in her early 30s, she's now going to get a vaccination. She doesn't have to wait until summer, fall, you know, whenever it gets around to her age group. So that is something that's going along. Some people are going from county to county to get their shots. Rosetta and I, we spend so much time dialing these, you know, 1-800 numbers and, you know, go here and look for this, and not so much success. However, we are continuing.
I have success. I have
Woohoo!
success. Yes,
Yay!
because I work part-time as a Whole Food shopper, and
Yes.
we're eligible, and I spent a long time trying to find it. I'm with Kaiser, and miraculously I got an appointment and I got my shot this past Saturday. My first dose was this Saturday. So
Yay!
I'm excited. I didn't really care
Yes.
which brand it was, but it was
Right.
Moderna. That's what they offered. Didn't have a choice. I didn't care. I couldn't even care if it was Pfizer, Johnson and Johnson's. Just give me a shot, please.
Right.
so,
And
so I got
how
my
was
shot.
it?
What's
How
that?
was it? How was it?
It was fine. I didn't have any issues. I didn't even feel it. It was done within 1 second. It was
Excellent.
great. And I made my appointment for my second one in early April. Now, talking about vaccines, this morning I was speaking to someone and they said that in some states, or in Arizona, some county or something, they're allowing anyone over the age of 18 to get a vaccine.
Wow.
Yeah, he mentioned some county or some city or something. And yeah, as long as you're over 18, there's no restrictions. Anyone can have that. So I'm not really sure how they're doing it, because we don't even have enough for everyone here. So I'm not really sure how they're managing to do that, right?
Right.
So I don't know. I don't know. But as President Biden says, there will be enough vaccines if everybody wants to get vaccinated by the end of May. So I'm
That's right.
excited because he's fast forwarded that schedule. Instead of July, it's going to be May. So we could be all out and about by
Yes.
June. Excited.
Yes.
Yes.
That would be amazing. And, you know, also sort of in lockstep with that, just to keep to the theme that I've been preaching today, citizens of the United States of America, make sure that the people in office representing your states and your counties and your communities care more about you than bragging rights. I cannot believe that not a single Republican voted for the COVID-19 I don't know what you say, administrative, you know, funding to support people going through rough times that President Biden just got signed and approved. I mean, this is not about bragging whether you're red, blue, Democrat, Republican. You know, that old theme of I vote for the party, not for the person. that's going to die a slow death because young people don't believe that crap. And everyone should be waking up right now. We have to move our country forward. And I'm so grateful that we have someone who is working to help all Americans, irregardless of your political preference. So vaccines are coming, you know, checks are going to be in the mail for the people most severely impacted. And like Rosetta said, oh my God, maybe by June, we can actually get out and give that person a real hug and just say, I missed you so much. And I'm so grateful to be able to touch you. Even if I have a mask on, I just want to give you this hug.
Yeah, I don't mind. I can go the whole time with the mask on, as long as I can see you and I can give you a hug. I don't care.
Exactly. I'm all for it too. I love it. Well, last weekend on Friday was the actual launch date. The new movie Coming to America previewed on Amazon Prime. A lot of people have been waiting to have the opportunity to check out the movie. I know a lot of people still haven't seen it because that was just the first release. We've heard some, you know, good things. We've heard some, you know, might not be everything you think it's going to be. So over the next couple of weeks, Rosetta and I will figure out how to watch it, and then we will share our thoughts with you all. I love, love, love Eddie Murphy. I think he is such a brilliant talent that has not been recognized. And I'm hoping going forward, people are going to give him his props because he just won an Emmy for hosting Saturday Night Live after 30 plus years.
Wow.
And I mean, when it comes to comedy, he's a very hard act to follow. My favorite character he does is Gumby. And he does Gumby with sort of like a little old Jewish man accent, Gumby. And I used to laugh at that incessantly. He is just so, so cool. So Eddie, we're going to check you out and then we'll let everybody know what we think.
Yeah, and I'm looking forward to seeing it because it was filmed at Rick Ross's house. I'd love to see the mansion.
Wow. See, that part is really cool too.
Yeah.
I love that. So, you know, we always like to start off talking about Ellen, and we like to end our talks talking a little bit about Ellen. So there is a second grade teacher. His name is Pasquale, and Pasquale lives in Indiana. And what he had done is one of his students, well, what he does in his class is they read books, and they did a book and it was about gorillas. So what he did is he posted some information about the class online. And of course, Ellen's people saw it, picked it up, and she tweeted to him how much she liked what he was doing. And she was going to have someone from the Ellen Fund, which is her nonprofit that helps gorillas, give him a call. So he goes back to class and he shows the tweets to his kids, and they're going, oh my God, Ellen. Oh my God, Ellen knows who we are. So the kids are ecstatic. It is really cute. So he's sitting there and he's waiting for this person to come on and talk to him about the Ellen Fund, and it's Ellen herself. And you can tell that was not his expectation. He almost loses his mind and he's like, oh my God, oh my God. So he's from Puerto Rico, and he left Puerto Rico to come to America to provide a better life for his family. And Ellen showed a picture of him talking to his mom, and he was like, oh my God. He was very emotional during most of the conversation. It was just so sweet and beautiful. We'll put the link down below so you can check it out. His kids were so touched by the fact that they got connected to Ellen. They created a box, and this was a money box to gather and collect money to support the gorillas. So I thought that part was really cute because it's called the Gorilla Money Box. So the kids have the box, and their intention is to fill this box up and then to send it to Ellen to help with the gorillas. So during the conversation, Ellen tells him that all of his students are now ambassadors to the Ellen Fund in support of the gorillas. They all get a little t-shirt. So the kids are screaming. They're so excited. They get a little t-shirt, and they are very, very proud of their teacher. You see, he works 3 jobs. He's a teacher. In addition to that, he decorates cakes and he is an Uber driver. And when he drives, he has his little phone and he puts his phone up in the window so that the people who are in the car with him get to watch Ellen's Netflix stand-up. So Ellen was teasing him and she's like, that is so tiny. And do you start it at the beginning or do you like just let it run during the day? And he goes, no, he starts it over so everyone gets a chance to see the video. So Ellen decides to do something good for him. She also found out that what was the other thing he does? He did something else. Oh, you know how in the classrooms, what they're doing to keep the students safe is they have plexiglass to separate the kids. He took money out of his own pocket to buy plexiglass to make sure his kids would be safe. I mean, it's just so touching to think that there is someone that's such a kind, loving person like that. So Ellen said, okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to give you an iPad so that the people who are in the car can at least see me instead of that little phone. So I thought that was so cute. So he gets the iPad so that they can watch it. The kids get the shirts. And then she says, you know, I want to, working with Shutterfly, I want to give, his school is called the Forest Glen Elementary School, $10,000 to help the school. And he was, oh, thank you very much. He's very happy. He's very grateful. And then she says, and we also want to give you $10,000 to thank you for coming out of your pocket and doing things to help the kids. It was just, it's really beautiful. I want you all to see it. So we're going to put the link down below. Pascal, you are a wonderful human being, and the world is better when we have individuals like you who care more for our children than they do for themselves.
Thank you, Ellen, for highlighting another great person that's doing great for a good cause. We love that. As we always say, if it wasn't for Ellen, how would we find these people? How would we even know about these people, right? It's amazing. Right. It's amazing. Right. I think I'd like to, I don't know how she does that. I'm sure her team somehow finds it, but I would love to be able to find people like that and highlight them because amazing. These people are really, really amazing.
Yes. Well, let's see what we can find out. You and I, we love to snoop around.
Yes.
Let's snoop around.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, Ellen always tells the audience at the end of her show, she goes, I feel the love in this room. I send it back to you. Go out and share it with the world. Rosetta and I feel the love every time you check out our videos or you see us or you say, I know who those girls are. I love those girls. And we are so grateful for you sharing your time with us.
Yeah, we really loved our time together. And thank you so much. Remember, we are Silicon Valley girls. Chat over tea. We love our teas. I've been sipping away.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do.
Sip, honey and licorice tea.
Sip. We love our tea.
If any of you watching out there sell teas, make teas, own a tea shop, know someone that does, we would love to review one of your teas in our upcoming chats, or even visit your location if it's nearby when the time comes that we're allowed to visit again. But we'd love to do that. So comment below, let us know, because we'd love to do that. But remember that if you loved our videos, please like it. Like our videos, subscribe to our channel for a lot more of these chats. Yes. And don't forget, if you don't want to miss any of them, you can hit that bell notification, ding-a-ling-ling-ling-ling.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah, but we loved our chats. We always love our chats. We love it. Every week we do this and we just talk about amazing topics. But if you have any topics you'd like us to discuss or any feedback, put it in the chat below. In the description, in the comments, whatever it's called. I don't even know what it's called. Description, comments, that's what it is. Yes.
Hit it below.
Hit it below, right below. But thanks everyone again for another great chat. We love seeing you. If it wasn't for you guys, then where would we be? Love our fans, love our fans. Amazing. Thank you everyone. And remember, to
to always
keep
be
smiling.
smiling.
Take care now. Bye-bye.
Bye.